Assalamu alaikum. Today's statement is titled Coronavirus. Indeed, the soldiers of Allah are triumphant, and you shall come to know. This statement was written by the awaited Imam Mahdi, Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani, on the 13th of February 2021, and it will be recited to you by one of his supporters. In the name of Allah, the One, the Overpowering, the leader of his minor and major soldiers in the kingdom of the heavens and the earth. In among the tiniest in creation of his soldiers are the so-called coronaviruses that are not corona, but a new creation of Allah's soldiers that are mentioned in the news of the glorious Quran, Allah's book. A new example of creation reflecting the ability of Allah the Almighty, the Praiseworthy, as per my precedent ruling in truth that was issued a year ago through the clear power of knowledge in the clear verses of the Book of Allah, the Great Quran. O righteous forerunner supporters and truth seekers in the whole world, along with people altogether, listen to and understand what I'm going to say to you with truth. Are people of point of views, opinions, expectations, and conjectures that avail not against the truth equal in comparison with the honor of the knowledge of the book, of the definitive scientific indication which Allah taught him through the true power of knowledge? Definitely, expectations are mere expectations until they take place and are not signs for them from their Lord, since they are only speculations. I am obliged to not say about Allah except the truth, which He is going to show you its true signs on reality, for people who know it is the truth from their Lord, even to the dismay of the wicked ones who plot against Allah's signs, to turn people away from believing what is there for them of the news of the unseen in the clear verses of the reminder, the Great Quran. Certainly, I issue no rulings except ones based on truth, and you are going to see the truth about the signs of Allah in the statement of Imam Mahdi Nasser Muhammad Al-Yamani, and that they are the truth on actual reality, until it becomes clear to you that the truth from your Lord lies within all what I have told you in regards to the interpretation of the verses of Allah in the Great Quran. If you fear Allah, and indeed I am truthful. So fear Allah and be among the truthful ones who do not say about Allah that which they do not know. Anyway, how stupid is it of some truth seekers to expect from Imam Mahdi Nasser Muhammad Al-Yamani to write a new statement after the occurrence of events, having already detailed news for you previously from the book of the knower of the unseen. And I mean the news which I clarified to you from the clear verses of the Quran. Then you definitely shall find and recognize the signs and verses of Allah manifested on actual reality. Verily, there shall come a soon day when I say to the worlds, didn't I tell you that I know from Allah that which you do not know? As they have known, it is no doubt the truth from their Lord, so that no one denies the truth after it had been clear to him, except every rebellious devil, among mankind, jinn, and all Allah's creations. And sufficient is Allah to deal with those who turn people away from believing the signs of Allah by counter-plotting, so people would not believe in the signs of Allah's minor torment. Therefore, you may all be alike in hell, and it is not because they are astray, but they do so on purpose. After it had been clear to them, it is the truth from their Lord. They turn people away from believing the signs. As a result, they destroy themselves and will not find against Allah's torment any ally or any protector. The military net of Allah is still sending consecutive supporting forces through Allah's words of power, the word be so it is, which are directed towards its eggs so they become viruses of the tiniest living signs of Allah in the book. They'll never encompass knowledge about the origin of these novel viruses, neither in all wild and aquatic animals, nor in all reptiles, birds, and all insects. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فذرني ومن يكذب بهذا الحديث سنستدرجهم من حيث لا يعلمون وأملي لهم إن كيدي متين. صدق الله العظيم. So leave me to deal with them who denies this discourse. We will progressively lead them from where they do not know, For behold, though I may give them rain for a while, indeed my plan is firm. Chapter 68, verses 44 to 45. Given that I, Imam Mahdi, Allah's Caliph, on the words, do not say anything about Allah through the clarification of the Quran using assumptions that do not avail anything against the truth. But I speak with truth through the power of knowledge from the clear verses of the great Quran based on my certain knowledge of its verses. That is why you'll never find me stating that I expect, I assume, nor from my point of view. Far is that from being the truth. How often do I swear to you by Lord of the earth and heavens that you will find the manifestation of my fatwa with truth and actual reality, and people of understanding minds will grasp the fact that the ruling of Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani is not based on assumptions nor a hit or miss. But it speaks the truth, and Allah will show you the truth about His verses in the great Quran on actual reality. So woe to those who turn people away from the truth about Allah's signs after He had cleared them to people by the command of Allah. But they hide the truth from their Lord, and a terrible woe to them from a severe torment by the new supporting force of COVID. Or do you assume your vaccines will protect you from the ferocious might of the so-called coronavirus? How many times did I swear to you in each statement that my Lord will increase the might of the consecutive supporting forces of the so-called coronavirus? And I did not say it will mutate, develop, or change according to your claim, but I said they are soldiers of Allah, the Almighty, the Praiseworthy. And each supporting force, in addition to the previous force, is not but greater in might, ferocity, speed, and plotting. And there is no turning back in Allah's war until you announce your surrender and raise your hands towards the sky in full submission to Allah, Lord of the worlds, yielding and supplicating to Him to remove His torment from upon you, so you follow His book and the Caliph of Allah who is chosen by your Lord. Definitely you do not have the right of veto to issue against His Caliph, glorified and highly exalted is He. He creates and chooses whatever He pleases, and others do not have the choice. Glorified and exalted is Allah above what they associate with Him. O you who do not use your minds, I have already told you that repeating news would not benefit the miracle of the interpretation of the Quran, as the statement will be issued according to its new date, so new truth seekers might think this news is new and has been issued after incompetence. Will not you reason? Especially the statements about the global war of the novel viruses of Corona, which are Allah's soldiers, and the statements about Allah's climatic war by air, land, and sea due to the skirmish of planet Saqar with the earth, due to the approach of the planet of torment Saqar, which is the fire that waves to mankind every now and then. Or do you think that floods of this year of yours, 2021, will be like those of 2020? Nay, floods of 2021 are going to be more intense, as per I warned you 16 years ago that you are going to find the so-called natural disasters increasing every year in might and severity due to the constant approach of the planet of torment year after year. It is becoming closer and closer until it suddenly rises upon you from the south side of the earth and takes the disbelievers from a near place. All the ignorant ones who believe those who invented the false theory of global warming due to smoke exhaust of factories that emit from the earth to the atmosphere, which you claim it has kept on affecting the earth till the so-called climate changes happened, that you are liars. So what global warming are they fabricating? Didn't your factories stop in 2020 due to the soldiers of Allah, the so-called Corona? However, if you were truthful, the so-called natural disasters would have been lessened in this new year of 2021. But the truth is, and I say nothing but the truth, that climatic disturbances are due to the approach of the planet of torment, which will pass in the sky if the humans land from the south side of the earth because its rotation is from the north side, until it surprises you from the south sides of both the sun and the earth. I have already warned you of the planet of torment 16 years ago, but you follow the atheists who turn you away from the truth from your Lord and follow human devils who avert people from believing the signs of Allah on purpose. So, O Muslims, have you become atheists like them? Moreover, here they are calling for conference to reform climate changes as if they control the climate of Earth, as if Allah does not exist, and as if Allah is not the controller, exalted is He. Also, as if Allah is not the one who sends down rain and pouring water, exalted is He. And as if wrongdoing atheists will control planet Earth and their rain, but they are liars. Certainly they will witness tsunamis, gale winds, violent storms, floods of pouring water, and fiery hurricanes to burn their green forests. How many times did I warn you years ago of the torment of Allah by air, land, and sea as a result of the approaching of the planet of torment? But it is as though I am calling upon nations of deaf, dumb, and blind people who do not reason, except to whom Allah has shown mercy and believe it is the truth from His Lord. Anyway, I'm giving you tidings of more of what I had promised you by the command of Allah the Almighty, the Praiseworthy, which are more supporting forces for the war of Allah's minor soldiers that suffocates breaths, viruses of somewhat like a gnat, that you do not encompass any knowledge about. In addition to the failure of all different vaccines companies that shall be 0% effective, and more signs of supporting forces of the viruses of somewhat like a gnat are coming. Also, more deaths like never before. Xi Jinping, the president of China, and those of his like in the world, how great is the difference between last year and this year. And it did not come out of your laboratories like some of you claim that coronavirus is man-made by China and America. But I, Imam Mahdi, Nasser, Mohammed, Al-Yamani, judge with truth and free them both from the blame, as you cannot create even a fly, a gnat, or the tiniest living being with spirits like those which Allah creates, even if all countries were to come together for that. Nay, this is a new creation of Allah, so show me what those other than Him have created, if you should be truthful. Is there a creator other than Allah alone, exalted is He? There is no God or any worshipped Lord but Him. And I conclude by stating, O Allah, judge between your caliph and wrongdoers. Indeed, you are the swiftest of planners and accountants. And guide from your servants those whom if they had known the truth from their Lord, pride would not have carried them off to sin, and they would have adopted the truth as way, as means of bestowing your mercy upon your oppressed servants in the words, and your promise is true, and you are the most merciful of all. The promise of Allah has come, indeed He does not break His promise. Peace be upon the messengers, and praise be to Allah, Lord of the words. Allah's caliph and servant, Imam Mahdi, Nasser, Mohammed, Al-Yamani. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.